Thank y'all for joining us on another episode of the Daily Smoke. I'm your boy, Brother Jam.
Brother Ron.
A little backhand on the cam as always, and of course, Brother Los is still in Michigan. We miss him, but
Yes,
hey, we definitely appreciate. We understand he there taking care of family business.
Absolutely.
So we definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But glad y'all could join us on another episode. As always, it's Halloween, so happy Halloween to everybody. You know what I mean?
Goblins.
Hope y'all out there getting your candy. Well, hope you're not out there. You need to be sitting at home watching us. But then go out and get your candy or go do your Halloween party or put on your freaky costume.
That moon ain't going nowhere. Hold it down. Just give us 1 hour of your time. Then go get all the diabetes you want.
Watch us while you're getting ready. You know
what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Have us on in the background.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween.
For real, man.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
So how you been, brother? How's everything going, man?
Good, man. I'm good.
What about you, B? How's everything?
I actually got good news, bro.
Oh, yeah?
My brother will be down here in Christmas with my niece and my 2 great nieces.
Nice.
We've been in like almost 2 years.
That's what's up, man. Family around Christmas time, too.
I'm trying to tell you, family is what it's all about.
What's up. Yeah, man.
But yeah,
that's what's up, man.
And I see Danny's in the chat. What's up, cousin Danny?
Danny here. What's up, Danny? What's the good word, good man?
Shoot.
What it do, Dan?
Might have to go out and come back in.
Really? Okay.
Update.
We just got some technical difficulties going on, but we'll be back soon. I promise you that. Got you. Got you.
We good, fam. We good. We got everything going on, man. So what's been going on, dude?
I'm chilling, man. I'm just I'm in a good place in my life right now.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm in a good
I
place.
love to hear that.
I really am. I'm in a good place until your cousin start telling you something about the Browns and the Bengals. Who cares? You know what I mean? Two boring teams that's names both start with a B. Boring. You know what I mean?
The Browns and the Bengals.
I don't care about no Browns and Bengals. Get with these Texans.
It's
where it's at.
It's the Browns and then the Browns with stripes.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know. They ain't named the Browns for nothing. That's all I'll say about that.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So what you've been hearing about your boy Kanye?
Yes.
I'd be interested to hear your opinion on that.
Well, you first.
Man, I've been done with Kanye for a while now. So I mean, all this to me is just really. It's like watching somebody spiral. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I kind of feel bad for him in a way because he's not mentally well. I think he may not be doing the best. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's an excuse for anything that he's saying or doing. I mean, he's a grown man. You're responsible for not only taking care of your condition if you know you have a condition, but you're responsible for the things that come out of your mouth. That's just plain and simple. But at the same time, I think this is really just more so a cry for help. He's looking for attention, and he's wanting somebody to come and put a hand on him and say, "Hey, man, slow down. Calm down. Let's talk about what's going on." That's I think that's what he wants, and that's just my opinion.
So you think it's a cry for help?
Oh yeah.
Hold on 1 second, just to make sure we're not having technical difficulties, because we do have like some really crazy weather coming in.
Good.
No, it's unfortunate. I hope we're still good. I hope the 7 of you that are still watching are still sticking with us. So yeah, we should be good. Okay,
yeah, we good.
Kanye. So I got a couple of questions. How do you like this music?
Back in the day, I liked this music. I was a fan of Kanye. I haven't really listened to any of his new stuff, so I couldn't tell you.
That's fair. When did you become done with Kanye?
Back when he first started like meeting up with Trump and all of that stuff. That was just like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Kanye, I would tell anyone, and I mean this. I think when Kanye lost his mom, I think that was a game changer for him.
Definitely, definitely.
That'll send anybody over the edge, to be honest with you, if not managed properly. What do you have specifically issue with Kanye?
My thing is, as far as like the things he said about the black community, like the whole slavery was a choice thing, all of that kind of stuff. I'm just like, dude, you talking like you don't understand the history behind the things that you're talking about. You know, you can say it's easy to say from a 2022 perspective and looking back. Oh well, if you stayed in a situation that was that bad, then you must have wanted to. Not when running away could mean the death of your family. Not when running away could mean that everybody who you know, love, and care about could have got killed. Not unless you could get them all out at once. And the more people who ran, the harder it was to get away. You know, it the brother, the brother musically, I've always given Kanye mad credit for his musical talent. The man has an ear for creating incredible music, no question, hands down. But when it came to his personality and the things that he was doing in public, it just always kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. You know, I mean, I can appreciate talent. I can appreciate it's just like and I know people will say the situation ain't the same, but people talk about R. Kelly. Back in the day, we all loved R. Kelly music. I remember listening to R. Kelly stuff and be like, oh yeah, that's the jam.
But you knew he was a pedophile in '94, right?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Everybody else in the hood did.
I wasn't. I don't keep up with celebrities' personal lives.
1994. Everyone else in the hood knew R. Kelly.
I wasn't keeping up with shit like that. Man, I'm the type of dude who I will go buy your album and that's it. I don't listen to.
Oh, you weren't heavy into music like that.
I wasn't listening to the gossip and the reports and all of that. I tune that stuff out because I try to let the art stand on its own. But then at a certain point, the volume of the shit you doing in the background starts to overpower the volume of what you're doing creatively, and I can't ignore it at a certain point. And that's where Kanye got with me. Just like R. Kelly when the P tape came out. It's like, okay, well, you can't deny that.
But John, in '94, so one of the things that I really can thank one of my early teachers, the one that was on here, Lisa Osbeck, you have to understand the power of context. So let's get in the time machine for a minute. So at the time that R. Kelly and everyone that is watching the show, don't go by what you know right now. I need you to go into a time machine. Around '94, did you find Aaliyah attractive?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Because everyone was attracted to Aaliyah, weren't we?
Yeah.
What was the first thing you found out about Aaliyah?
What do you mean?
What was the first thing you found out about her? When you started getting into her music and she has age ain't nothing but a number and all of that. What was some of the rumors or things that you came across when you went to go buy the single or album?
And that's the thing. Stuff like that I didn't pay attention to.
Okay.
I would focus on the music. Oh, it's a new artist. You got some music out that I like. I'm gonna listen to you, see if I like it. Listen to your album, see if I like it. I like the album. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I'm trying to think.
But before the album came out, that's why I'm trying to stick with this keyword context. Before the album came out, when she was just doing singles, because she did about 3 or 4 singles before the album dropped. But none of that news never came across your table.
I didn't. No,
I'm not saying if you agreed with it.
Right. I didn't keep track of it. No, I didn't. Even if it had come across me at that point, I didn't pay attention to it.
Fair enough, bro. Yeah, I'm not trying to put words in my mouth.
No, I get you. I get what you.
What about you, Bobby? Did you hear any rumors about R. Kelly and Aaliyah being married, and she was only 16 at the time? You did, right? Okay, so do you remember, like in the hood, because I went to the military around the middle of '94, so that was around the summertime. So that single was hitting, and everybody was all about it, and that's around the time you heard the rumors that R. Kelly was married, not dating, married to this 16-year-old chick that's really pretty, got this hit song, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. let's come back to modern day era. Most brothers, John, when this issue of R. Kelly being with younger women started getting notoriety, we was like, you Johnny come lately to the party.
Right. We've been on that.
Wait a minute now. You been on that?
Because like I said, back when the whole thing with the videotape came out.
Oh, okay. So you're going that to that degree. So
Right.
you're going like early 2000s.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So at the early 2000s, when the tape hit, most brothers and sisters in the hood, we was like, y'all late to the party because we had already been knowing what was going on. But because you are a killer and it sounds so good and it's the hood, we like, hey, to each his own. We ain't tripping, but that's kind of foul. You know
Right.
what I mean? Okay. The reason I had to ask that, brother, was because with Kanye, most of us really knew Kanye was touched, especially when his mama passed.
Mm-hmm.
But we had been seeing a lot of it, surface here and there, et cetera, et cetera. My personal issue or take on this whole thing with Kanye is like, we didn't trip when he got on TV and said George Bush don't like black people. We applauded. We did. When brothers and sisters in New Orleans were dying, Baton Rouge were dying, drowning, whatever, we applauded him because this man took his platform and stood up for black people on a national level.
Right.
But the moment that this man decided to educate his right to support whatever individual of whatever party, then all of a sudden the black community as a whole, we turned our backs on him. I don't understand that type of schizophrenic approach towards appreciating and respecting an individual's right to decide what they deem is true or right for themselves in their own conscience. I don't understand that.
And I'm not judging you for what you deem right and true for yourself.
Okay.
But when you decide to put that out in the public, then it's just like me going on this show, coming on this podcast and doing what we do. I can hold all kind of opinions in private.
Sure.
But the minute I decide to step out in a public format
Mhm.
and put my opinions out there in the public,
Mhm.
then I'm subject to public review.
Sure.
So people out there can have their opinions on my opinions, essentially.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So Kanye, cool. You think, Trump is the right guy? You think, the Republicans is the right party? Cool, no problem. But the minute you put it out in public, then I'm able to say, okay, well, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
And for me, that's where it ended for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I know other people, some people went way overboard, I think, with their opinions and that whole situation. But to me, it was just like, oh, okay, so we disagree politically. Well, at the time, I was like, okay, well, I listen to your old stuff, but I ain't really fucking with your new stuff at that point. And I pretty much just stopped listening to new Kanye stuff.
Sure.
But to me, once you put that opinion out there in public, then you're gonna have to deal with that repercussions. And for us, right now, our influence is small, so we have very little pushback when
Us as a podcast.
Us as a
sure.
podcast.
Yeah,
we have very little pushback when we give our opinion.
sure.
You might have somebody in the chat who'd be like, "Oh man, you wrong," or
Right.
I disagree with you, whatever. But when you are at his level, then you also have to understand that when you put your own personal opinions out there, that the pushback can be heavy
Absolutely.
because of the level of where you are
Absolutely.
in the public eye.
That's right.
And I think to for him to be like, "Oh, y'all just hating." No, those are people's honest reactions to what you said.
Sure.
And if you don't like it, then you should keep those opinions private. If you don't want to hear the feedback, if you don't want to hear the pushback, then keep that shit to yourself. Nothing wrong with you believing it. Nothing wrong with you supporting it. Put your money behind it. Whatever you want to do. But the minute you say it out in public, People are going to judge you for it. And let's face it, you're one of the biggest stars out there right now in the hip hop community.
Richest black man from America
True.
in history.
Well, until what you call him?
Jay-Z, after he lost all of his money from Adidas.
Yeah.
Up to that point,
He was bigger than
richest black
Jay-Z.
man
Yeah.
From America. Here, ever.
Nope.
As a matter of fact.
No problems there. Hey, applaud you for getting there,
Because
brother.
that's important, by the way.
True. Applaud you for getting there, brother. But at the same time, you and I'll say this. You don't own a record label. You don't, own a production company, at least as far as I know. And like I said, I don't keep up with a lot of the ins and outs. I'm a fan of music. I listen to the music and that's it. But at the same time, if you don't have all these modes of production under your belt, under your control, then you're gonna have to expect some pushback from the people who do control that if you bite the hand that feeds you.
What hand is feet?
White folks. I mean, that's whatever category you want to put them under, it's still not us. And so just like Jay-Z, he went out, he ran Def Jam. He ran the record labels. He did his thing so he could say whatever he wanted to. Wasn't nobody going to be able to come behind him and say, well, we're going to, shelve your next album because you said some unfavorable things in the media. You see what I'm saying? Whereas Kanye, he still got deals and stuff with these other folks. When you start speaking up against them, and I get what you're saying, Mama Joyce, but at the same time, it's just like if you black and you criticizing black folks, who can criticize you, but other black folks?
Everybody can criticize black folks. Everybody can criticize black. Let's be real now. Let's
No,
have a conversation.
but I'm saying it's that in crowd mentality. We can say nigga all day long, but let somebody else say nigga, and it's a problem.
But what's the difference when we say nigga towards each other versus someone outside the crowd says nigga? What is the major difference? Because I think the answer to that question is going to drive home exactly the point I want to make regarding Kanye. What is the difference between if I say nigga versus, let's say, the previous owner of I think it was the Golden State Warriors. He was caught with a hooker.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He made some inappropriate remarks. What is the difference between him saying nigga versus you are not saying nigga, or Lil J saying nigga?
It would be intent and mentality behind it.
No, it's way more than that, Johnny.
Okay.
Finance, it's money, it's economics. Because if a black man says the word nigga, the only people that directly, immediately affects, other than, and we're being real and we're having an honest conversation.
Right.
So the only people that really affects, other than the people that it was intended and the speaker had in mind when they said, and they knew they was thinking black people, was some people outside of black people that took offense to it. And they took offense to it on paper. They didn't take offense to it like you or I and Bobby would take to it.
Right.
Okay. But that's as far as it goes. You get your feelings hurt, you keep moving. Besides, we hear nigga every day. But if the owner of a major sporting basketball franchise, billions of dollars, makes the same statement, then when he makes that statement, there are not black people that can put that individual in check for his statement. You have to have some type of agreement among people with power, money, influence outside of the individuals it was targeted at to bring that individual in check.
True.
So it's about finance. Kanye West making the statements that he made, first and foremost, slavery was a choice, one of the dumbest things ever. Number two, you're up there in front of Trump. That's your decision. Fine, that's cool. I rock with you. That's cool.
Yeah.
You Candace Owens, whatever. That's cool. That's your thing.
That's your thing.
I'm not gonna throw you out hook, line, and sinker, because when black people really needed a voice, you was there for us during Katrina.
Right.
But we get amnesia all of a sudden. Black people.
I don't think so.
How not?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think anybody's forgotten that he's the one who made that statement back in the day. But it's just like anything else with a celebrity. It's what have you done lately?
Okay.
A music artist who last album was 5, 10 years ago, or you're not relevant anymore until you come out with a new album.
Feel that.
You know, yeah, you made that statement back in early 2000s. Whenever you did it, cool, that was great at the time. But as of lately, you're not doing anything that resembles that. The stuff that you're doing in public is the polar opposite of what you did back then.
What are you so? What? No, I shouldn't say that's projecting. I'm sorry, brother. What is it that you have issue with that he's stated since he's in the process of getting canceled? He hasn't been canceled yet. It's still in process.
Okay.
What do you have issue with?
Well, okay, first of all, I want to deal with the cancel thing. Okay, does anybody really get canceled?
I mean, you know, it's
Because think about it. So what'll happen is you have a celebrity who'll say something controversial or say something distasteful, right? Or do something distasteful. Something comes out. And then for a few weeks, if it's really bad, sometimes maybe a couple months, you'll have people talking about it. Oh, this person's being canceled. You know, they're losing followers on Twitter, and their, latest project, whatever that may be, has been, uh, canceled or whatever. And next thing you know, time goes by, year or two passes, and that same artist, whoever they were, whether it was an actor, musician, whatever, is right back doing what they was doing before. Now they may have lost some money in the process, but they're right back doing the same things. We've seen it with comedians, we've seen it with music artists, we've seen it with actors. Nobody ever really gets canceled because nowadays, even the negative publicity is still publicity. It's keeping your name out there.
Nobody ever gets canceled. Really gets canceled.
Give me an example. I can't think of one.
Colin Kaepernick for one.
But is he really canceled? Because he's still out there doing shit.
He's in the NFL.
He's not in the NFL anymore, true enough.
How did he make his money?
He made his money during the NFL. But what is he doing now?
Jonathan.
And is he still making money?
Jonathan. It's that kind of perspective that I take issue with. Because the man makes his money off of throwing a football. The man made a political statement and put his livelihood on the line.
True.
And he is no longer doing that.
Right.
If Colin Kaepernick isn't a good enough example, then what about Louis Farrakhan when he was on Netflix and they pulled his show because he offended some Jews? What
True.
about that?
But the show got pulled. True.
Where's
I don't really know much about this
That's-
particular incident, but
that's what
okay.
I'm trying to tell you.
So
There are more examples. I'll give you another. What about if you look at what got Kanye in this situation right now? Kanye didn't get in trouble when he said George Bush don't care about black people.
no.
Kanye didn't get in trouble when he went and lost his damn mind because he was in some kind of bipolar manic episode, showing up on Joe Osteen's church, saying all kind of crazy things like slavery was a choice. He didn't get in trouble with that, did he? When did he get in trouble, John?
When you start talking about Jews.
Let's talk now. Now let's have a conversation. Who owns the media, John? Did you see what Dave Chappelle said?
I've seen it. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Did you also see, John, when the man was saying, look, it is not until you start upsetting a certain group or class of individuals where there will be problems. As long as you don't speak against Jews and their monopoly and ability to have a lot of control over other voices that do not have the same amount of equal and opposite control over their lives, that is a problem. And they can cancel you. John, let's look at it again. Let's look at Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon got canceled. He got his shows back. How'd he get them, John? It ain't because he was a nice nigga. We know that. He got them because he agreed to go on his show after he interviewed Professor Greer, former member with Public Enemy.
Right.
He got a chance to go on YouTube. You all can see it, by the way. And he is sitting there letting some Jewish rabbi educate him about the proper history of Judaism. And everything that Nick Cannon said before he lost that Viacom, that MTV, those kind of contracts. And when he lost those kind of contracts, and they said, hey, man, we'll accept you, but you have to be properly educated. This ain't Ron talking. This is all fact. This is all in media. You can go look shit up if you don't believe me. When this happened, all of a sudden, the next thing you notice, Nick Cannon is back on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
All of a sudden. Now, what changed? There are particular small groups with a specific vested interest that if you go against anything that they say, even when telling the truth, that's the problem. I don't have a problem with what Kanye said regarding the Jews. I got a problem with the lies he told regarding black people.
Right.
But that's not why black people got upset. I'm sorry. Black people, we should have stood on his side and got upset when he lied on us and been on the side of when he said, hey, man, Jews in this country run the media. But we didn't come to his defense to say, hey, man, he ain't lied. What we did was we went on ahead and gave them more ammunition, if you will, to say, this nigga crazy. But he never lied. He's not crazy. And I'm sorry, I hope I'm not being,
No.
okay. He didn't lie for what he said regarding the Jews, which is why the media sees him and pushes him as crazy. What the reason he's crazy is because of the dumb things he said about black people.
Yeah.
That's why you're crazy, Kanye. Because there's no way in anyone's rational mind would have made the statements you made. But what you said about these brothers and sisters of ours, a part of the Jewish nation, you didn't lie.
No, I can't say that he lied. No, that's for sure.
But the media pushes him out there as anti-Semitic. Brother, why do you think I asked y'all to make sure we really did that show on anti-Semitism
And the Zionists.
and the Zionist agenda? This, brotherhood, if you listen to what we talk about on this show, this is real talk. Every time we talk about something that people sleep on, it ain't 2 weeks later to maybe a month later. It's right in the news.
You're right about that. We keep doing that.
We
by the
keep
way.
doing it.
We keep doing
You
that.
know why we do that? Because we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that's true. We had that show maybe about 2 weeks
We just
before
had this
the whole
conversation.
Kanye thing blew up too.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Okay, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
And it's not
Valid
just
point.
Kanye. It's not just Kanye.
Yeah.
We've done it in terms of we're having conversations, everybody.
Yeah.
We've done it with black men in the hood and their inability to be there for as family members.
Yeah.
We've done it regarding the homosexual and the transgender argument. We're not saying we're right. We're saying this is how we felt on it. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's right there in the media.
Yep.
That's why regarding this particular incident and why you all should watch this show, we're ahead of the curve. All you got to do is go look at the dates.
Man, go to the Daily Smoke
This is real.
and just go back through YouTube and watch all our old episodes, and you'll be up on everything.
That's what Kanye dealing with, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't do
No,
our
no.
sponsors. I'm
No,
sorry,
we didn't.
man.
We
I'm
didn't.
sorry.
But I got a sidetrack talking
Yes,
about
sir. Yes,
Kanye,
sir.
so
I'm
that
sorry.
was
I'm
on
so
me.
sorry.
But anyway, I'm gonna give a shout out to our affiliates, so please bear with us if you don't mind. Please check out our brothers and sisters over at Bangin' 832 Radio.
Yes.
Please check out bangin832.com. They do air old episodes of the Daily Smoke on Sundays at 7 p.m. And of course, they have their own platform, so they got music, interviews, talk shows, all that. Everything you can find on the radio,
All of it.
they got it there. So please check
Houston's
them out
homegrown radio station.
for real.
That's us.
Then we got our sister Tamia's Touch of Care Massage Therapy.
Can I do the remix?
Do the remix.
Touch my body.
Was that the operatic version?
Yes, man. I heard Carmen. I was listening to the opera Carmen this morning. I was like, oh man. Absolutely. I love you, to me. I love you so much. Thank you for always supporting us. I got a scene for you, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a 12-inch murder mix, right?
Yes. Come on, show. Yes.
So please check out our sister Tamia Anderson
Yes.
at www.tamiaanderson.com to get with life, get a massage. So please check her out if you're interested in getting a massage. And she's also a personal trainer. So if you're interested in getting a good workout in, please hit her up and check out her services. Also, we got the Buy Black Market coming up. Matter of fact, coming up this weekend at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, 5309 MLK Boulevard, the first and third Saturday of every month from 12 to 6 p.m. So please be sure and check them out. It's open to the public. But if you do want to register with them as a vendor, the website is right there on the screen, thebuyblackmarketplace.com. And if you do want to support black-owned businesses, please go check them out. A lot of our guests that we've had on the show who have their own businesses have already been out there supporting their wares and pushing their businesses. So if you like some of the people that we've had on the show,
Absolutely.
that's the caliber of people you're going to
All
see
of them.
out there at the Buy Black Market. So please be sure and check them out. Of course,
Got some haters out there. They like the ghetto version better. Change.
Hey, man,
Change.
people are entitled to their opinion.
You know what I mean?
They're entitled to their
That's the
opinion.
best it is. Whatever.
But so make sure that you are. Well, actually, today is the last day of the month. So
Halloween.
yeah, but October is ADHD Awareness Month.
I don't remember what you just said. What?
ADHD Awareness Month.
Okay, what happened?
October is ADHD Awareness Month.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there you go.
November?
No, October.
Oh, okay.
October. And so please be sure to check that. Well, not check it out, but basically it's an opportunity to learn about the condition, learn about what people have to deal with when they're going through it, and learn about things that maybe you can do if you do encounter someone who suffers from this condition, to be able to help them and be able to better communicate with them.
Absolutely.
So please keep that kind of thing in mind. And last but not least, coming up on November 10th, we have an interview conducted by our very own Tiffany Scales.
Unfortunately, we have to reschedule.
Are we going to have to reschedule
We
it?
have to reschedule.
We got to reschedule.
Yes, we have to
Damn.
reschedule. But we will let you all know as soon as we possibly can when we can reschedule that fantastic interview. That is still going to happen.
Yes, it is
But
still going to
have
happen.
to reschedule.
We
so
are
we
going
do
to have to
apologize.
reschedule. So we'll let y'all know when that's coming up. But trust me, we'll keep y'all up to date. So don't worry. We're going to let y'all know for sure.
No doubt.
But all right. So
Oh.
that part being done.
Yeah, man. Like I really do. Like before we go into the topic, I really do appreciate how much this platform brings to very misunderstood things that we thought we knew.
Right.
Whether it's ADHD, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's NAACP and any other damn acronym you can think of.
ADHD.
I like, you know what I mean? I like the fact that we use this platform to get the information, the facts out there,
Right.
and you make up your own mind from that point.
And that's really what we've been trying to do from day
Absolutely,
one, man.
brother.
We're trying to present y'all with as much factual information as we can and let you make your own opinions.
Absolutely.
We have ours
Absolutely.
and have no problem with expressing them. I mean, hell, we started a whole podcast to express them.
Amen.
But bottom line is that when people watch this show, hopefully you come away with a little bit better understanding of what you're dealing with.
Mhm.
And that way your opinion is an informed opinion.
Absolutely, John.
That's really the goal. It's one thing to have an opinion. It's like the old saying goes, opinions like assholes.
Right.
Everybody got
got
one.
one.
But it's a difference when you have an opinion versus an informed opinion.
Exactly.
So please keep that in mind. If you have a strong conviction, feeling about something, then don't just hold that conviction. Go learn about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, another thing I did not want to forget to mention. Early voting is still going on, y'all.
Thank you, John.
Early voting is still going on.
Thank you.
So if you have not gotten out to vote, and I don't care who you vote for, I'm not pushing an agenda when it comes to voting. Just go out and vote.
Amen.
If you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green Party, Purple Party, Yellow Party, whatever fucking party you're a part of, please go out and vote, y'all. Because you have no right to complain
Exactly.
if you don't go vote. So
Exactly.
please make sure y'all do that. November 8th is election day, and I believe here in Texas, early voting goes up to the 4th. So we do have a few more days left for the early voting, and the advantages of early voting is you don't have to go to the polling place that's closest to you. You can go to any polling place and put your vote in. So please make sure y'all do that.
Yeah, we must have been having a good time. You know, it's already 7:40.
No, it's not.
It is already 7:40, bro.
We spent that much time talking about
That's
fucking
how,
Kanye.
you know what I mean?
God damn.
It's a beautiful platform, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's up, Danessa? What's happening?
What's
family?
up, sis?
What's up, sis? What's up, man? You know, but I know we only got 15 minutes, and let's just dive right into it,
Okay.
bro. Man, what are your thoughts on like how pain and its relationship to progress? What are your thoughts on that, man?
Sadly, pain is the greatest teacher that there is. When you make a decision,
That's real.
I mean,
That's so
it's
real.
been my experience.
That's so
You know, the lessons that I've learned that stuck the best are the ones that hurt the most.
yeah, man.
When a decision costs you something, you're not gonna. I mean, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. When a decision costs you something and that cost is high and it hurts, then you are very reluctant to repeat that same mistake. I have prided myself throughout life on being the type of person who learns from my mistakes because 9 times out of 10, when I've made those mistakes, they hurt. You know, my marriage is a perfect example. I know the last couple episodes we've been talking about that for quite a bit, but it's a perfect example. You know, had I made certain decisions differently, I would not have been in the pain that I wound up being in.
Feel that, man.
You know, and that's on me. That's my ownership portion of taking my responsibility out of that situation. But that's just, you know, to me,
Real.
that's one of those things that if you're dealing with any type of, you know, choice that you have to make, you have to take that hurt that might come out of the other end of it into consideration. Because if you're not, then you're not being honest with
That's
yourself.
real.
Yeah.
That's really real. That's real.
It can be paralyzing for me, or at least for me, it has been. Yes, that is true, Dennis. I will agree with you on that one. Because honestly, sometimes, especially once you've been through a hurt, and then you find yourself in a similar situation, or at least the situation feels similar to something you've been through before, you'd be so scared of that pain, man, it'll freeze you up.
You know, I was really glad to hear. I won't say any names. I'll wait till it becomes public. But I am really glad to hear that a very good close friend of mine made the admission that this individual is not a coward, but has tendency to run from opposition.
Really? Okay.
You were present with me during this conversation.
I might have
You
been.
just don't remember. But
Okay.
and I remember when this person said that, I went, me too. Me too. Because I've been through so much physical pain in my life, like up until the age of about maybe 12 or 13, where like I don't want to deal with that no more.
Right.
You know? And when I found myself as I got older, you would think that a person that has to deal with that kind of challenge, those kind of challenges when they're younger, surely their fortitude would be a lot more reinforced as they get older. But actually, for me, I used to run from opposition for a long time in my life because I don't really care for. I don't care for conflict.
Right.
I don't. I didn't for a long time, and I found I was not making any progress. When I say real progress, I'm talking about progress like my own personal development and nurturing and evolving. Now, you may have all these degrees on the wall. You may have all this knowledge in your head. You may have X, Y, and Z. You've been there, done that, whatever. But you still a scaredy cat at the end of the day.
Mm.
And what I have found was when it got really, really tough, my personal challenge, and this is me, my challenge at that time was, hey man, do you stay here and endure abuse or pain, or do you just exit the situation? And to the person on the outside looking in, they'd be like, you got out of a bad situation. That could have got really worse. But on the inside looking out, I got a habit of running away from like opposition. But I know how it looks.
Right.
But I'm telling you how it really is.
How it felt to
how
you.
I processed it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was not, man, until I really started facing my own demons and dealing with, you know, like, hey man, you might lose somebody in this fight. You might lose some people that really think highly of you.
Right.
You may even think differently of yourself having to deal with the situation and endure this challenge. But for me, it wasn't so much overcoming the opposition as much as it was, hey, Ron, don't run from the motherfucking fight.
But
Don't run from the fight, Ron.
But you're not running, and I want to just clarify. You're talking about running from just fights, not just taking a fight on for the sake of a fight.
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
Right.
absolutely. Yes,
But we're talking
absolutely.
about things that should be fought for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's easy to just throw your hands up where I quit.
Right. Every time something come up.
Because, well, we have a mutual friend. I asked the question. I said, if anyone on this podcast could be president of this company, who would you nominate? And this person said, oh, Jonathan, offhands. I said, really? They said, why? I said, why? They said, Ron, because you, once it gets to the point where you don't have to deal with it, you be like, to hell with it, I'm done. And that has been my attitude for a lot of things in life.
Okay.
And when that person said that to me, I was like, you're absolutely correct.
Wow.
You're absolutely correct. But that's because I have been, me personally, I have struggled with, not now, but I struggled for a long time, Brother John. I'm being real.
Mm-hmm.
I struggled for a long time with, you don't have to deal with this. Versus, hey man, iron sharpens iron, and you only know a blade when you apply heat to it.
Right.
And if you cannot deal with the heat, as they say, stay out the kitchen. Hey man, I kept running from opposition way too many times.
See, I think that's the difference in between, or and this is just my own personal example, but when you talk about like how I've been a parent now, 4 kids raised and grown.
Yeah.
When you're in that kind of situation, you can't run.
Right.
You
Right.
can't run.
That's right.
So for me, it got to a point where I was just like, and I had to reflect back on my mom for this.
Yeah.
Because my mom was a single parent. She
Yeah.
raised us by herself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally had to call my mom one day. And I was like, Mom, how did you do it?
Amen.
How did you deal with all the shit that goes on when you're
Amen.
trying to raise kids?
Amen.
And I say raise kids by myself. My ex-wife does. I'm not saying she was just absentee or anything like that. But they were living with me.
Absolutely.
And so the day-to-day decisions, the day-to-day dealing with stuff was on me. And so it got to a point where I wanted to run,
Mhm.
but I couldn't.
It's too expensive.
Cost me too
It's
much
too expensive.
because
Yeah.
they would be hurt.
Exactly.
And it's one thing if I'm hurt,
Exactly, brother.
but I couldn't if I can
Exactly.
avoid it, if I can take that hit
Exactly,
for them,
brother. Exactly, brother.
that's what it really boils down to. So it's like it got to a point where I just said, okay. And then I started looking back at the things that I had done, things that I had gotten through, situations that I had survived. And I was like, oh shit, I'm a lot stronger than I thought I
Absolutely.
was. It's like running a gauntlet.
Absolutely.
It's literally like running a gauntlet in some cases because you get to a certain point where you realize, oh wait, I made it through all that. Damn. And I'm still here.
That's right.
I'm still functioning. I'm still sane for the most part.
Right.
On my good days.
Right. Pending. Yeah. Yeah.
But you it's like you said, that pain, that adversity, it sharpens you to a certain extent. It hones your senses. It hones your intuition. That's the word I'm looking for. Because we all have intelligence. We all can be smarter or dumber to different degrees, based on book sense and stuff like that. But it's the intuition, it's the emotional intelligence that the pain really affects. And if you let it, it can elevate your emotional intelligence. but you have to look at it. You have to approach it the right way. Some people look at it and they go, "Well, this is just going to beat me down," and they accept defeat before they even start the process.
That's true.
But some of us have to be able to take that and go, "Well, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to push through it. I'm going to get on the other side of it. And once I get on the other side of it, I'm going to look back and go, oh, you weren't that bad. You looked like a big bad monster, but I handled you. You know, I may not have whooped your ass, but I handled you." So.
That's a lot of people always wonder, man, why I did MMA so long.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my mom was like, "Bro, you just like pain." That's not the reason I did it.
Leave
it's
it
real.
to moms.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Parents. But ever since I was a kid, I was in kindergarten. I've always been a big fan of Bruce Lee ever since I was like 5 years old. And I used to like watch it on TV and then go try it out on kids. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And
making nunchucks out of broom handles.
You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Gotcha. I got you.
Saturday morning kung fu.
Of course.
The reason why the reason why I always relied upon examples that I've had in my life, you know, parents and, you know, you brothers or what have you. And the reason is for the same reason I got into MMA. Because I like pain. And the reason I like pain, I don't have a problem with pain. The reason I like pain now versus for a specific period in my life where I was a coward, because I ran from adversity. The reason why I don't have a problem with fighting, and I've never had a problem with fighting, my mom was going to make me walk up and down the street in a dress, in the hood, if I ever ran from a fight ever again at the age of 7. I never ran from a fight ever since.
Wow.
That's a true story.
Okay.
Now, whether that's a good thing or bad thing, you can have your opinion you want.
Right.
But my mother said, you come home to this house ever crying, running from a fight ever again, that's going to be the last time you do that. In this hood, you're going to get in a dress and some high heel shoes, and you're going to walk right up and down. You feeding blood in the water to sharks.
Right.
Okay. Hey, man, what I love about fighting is this, and this has really helped me to be able to manage my sanity, working with the podcast, working with all the people we work with, the beautiful people we work with, and the adversity we have is this. Man, when you in that cage, there is only you and the person that is there to hurt you.
Mm.
Say it again. When they close the cage, man, not get in the ring, because you can always jump out the ring.
Right. But when they close that door.
When they close the cage, and it's just you and another man standing across from you with every intent on hurting you. Because one of these people don't belong here. And that's the person that triumphs is going to walk out that door, God willing, on both their feet. I knew then, hey, man, at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself. You have to fight to get out of this situation. You cannot run and jump over the cage, Ron. You're in a fight, man. You know what I mean? You're in a fight.
Right.
Like, I don't know no other way to put it. Like, when I was in the military, like, they, you know, doing the things that I did then, I never dreamed I had that potential.
Really?
But oh yes. The military will unlock a lot of things that you never knew you were capable of doing.
Wow.
Oh my God, yes. That's why a lot of people tell you, hey man, military saved my life.
True. I've heard that from a lot of people.
Man, when you are in a fight and it's just you one-on-one, you have to get you out of this situation. There's no emergency call that you can put through.
Right.
There's no letter. There's no one you can
look. You can scream all you want. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
And no one is here to show you mercy, by the way.
Right.
So you have to go into that mind state. But in doing so, brother, and I thank God for Chad. I love Chad to this very day. I love Kenneth Graham. I love Jay Davis. I love all the brothers that helped me learn how to fight as I was coming up. And all of them whooped my butt to this very day. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my teachers. But I learned something, man. when I grew up, like that little flower, and there are nothing but rocks around, and that little flower grows up. Hey man, you learn a whole lot about yourself in a fight.
True.
It's almost spiritual. Pain inspires progress, but you can't be afraid of it.
You ever watch Fight Club? You ever seen the
Oh
movie
yes,
Fight Club?
oh yes, yes. Tyler
Favorite,
Dirt.
favorite line from the movie said, how much you know about yourself you never been in a fight?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's
You
a
know,
true remark.
that is a
Absolutely.
true statement.
Absolutely.
And a fight doesn't necessarily have to be a physical fist fight.
Sure,
You can be fighting for your life
sure.
in all kinds of situations.
Absolutely,
But if you've never been in a fight, how much do you really know about yourself?
absolutely.
You know, some people say, some philosophers, say that part of the problem with the human condition is that we define ourselves by pain. Because like that it seems twisted in a certain sense. But in reality, what else is going to test you
Agreed.
like that kind of confrontation, that kind of
Agreed.
situation?
Agreed.
Nothing else in life can test you like that.
Agreed.
You know, I was telling you about that book that I've been reading, that Psych book.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I finished the first one. There's 3 in the series, but I finished the first one. And it's so funny because in this world, the humans in this future setting have alleviated death. So everybody's immortal. And they only kill a certain number of people, per year for population control. And it's just done at random. But so many of the things in that society are completely different. The art changed because without mortality as a thing anymore, the art doesn't have the same passion because you don't have that same things, those same kind of conditions hanging over your head. They call it the post-mortal period.
Mm,
And I was like, okay, that's crazy. But you could imagine how humanity would change
right,
if life-threatening situations were just gone.
right.
You have teenagers in this book who jump out of windows or jump off of tall buildings for boredom. They call it splatting. Because in that
See how bored they get.
in that society, even if you do fall off a building, they can bring you back.
Right.
They don't call it being dead, they call it being deadish.
Okay.
Because they take you to a revival center and it brings you back. It heals you completely within usually a few days.
Well, they're gonna get the idea for this for real.
It's already floating around. It's already floating
See.
around. You best believe it. Scientists are already working on ways to try to make human beings immortal.
That's why I love death, man. I know I give Bobby a hard time about the concept of death, how
Right.
he's fascinated with it. But I know I give you a hard time, brotherhood. But at the end of the day, it is for that very reason I love death. Because death is like pain on steroids.
True.
When you are in pain, I don't care what kind of mental state you're in. I don't care what kind of day you're having. I don't care how you may feel emotionally. When you're in pain, you know what's real right there on the spot because it commands your full
attention.
undivided attention.
Man, now you said a mouthful with
Pain. It refines your focus and your ability to get distracted. Pain. Because
True.
pain is real.
that one. True.
But for some of us, that ain't enough. Then to get your attention, you have to have something like death in place. Because at that point, only what's final is what determines what's real. Because there's only a certain point you can go to in your behavior, your actions, or what have you, that you know if I do one more of this, I ain't coming back.
Right.
So death always becomes that buffer against you from doing too stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
But
going
for
too
the rest
far.
for the rest of us, it's pain. Pain to be like, hey nigga, you know how that fire felt. Don't do that no more.
That's just like back when I was younger, I used to get into fights all the time. I started fights, in some cases. But it was like I knew there was a line I couldn't cross. Like, oh wait, see that bulge in his pocket? Yeah, he got it down. I ain't gonna fuck with him.
Mhm.
But if it was just hand to hand,
Oh yeah, it's on. What's up?
nigga, you talking shit?
It's
You
on.
look at me too long.
boys got it now, though, man. They nice with them hands, John. They can't front.
Nah, I can't. Look, I can't fight like that no more,
For
dude.
real, man.
Look, I'm just even if it was just a fist fight, I'm imagining the soreness afterwards.
It'd be rough. Man.
Even if I won.
We out of time.
We out
man.
of time.
Man, doggone.
All right.
That's all good, man.
But that's okay. If y'all really like this subject, if y'all want to hear us more talk about it, and Danessa, you could have joined us on the couch as always. You know, we would have loved to have you.
Absolutely.
She was talking about I might have to come sit in on this one. But anyway,
Okay.
so if y'all do want to hear us revisit the subject, please let us know. You know, we always take your feedback and we value it. So please let us know. Put something in the chat, leave a comment, send us an email, do whatever you need to do. But please check out our website at www.thedailysmoke.com if you want to get in touch with us or get any information about any of our affiliates. And if you feel so inclined, please donate at $TD Smoke. We've had quite a few donations lately.
Yes, we have.
we
and
do
thank you
appreciate
all.
it.
A lot of them don't
Thank
want to
you
be
so much.
recognized.
But that's okay.
Thank you,
That's
man.
okay.
And we
We
need our
love y'all.
sister Tiffany back, man.
For real.
Yeah, she's going to be back. She'll be back in about another maybe 3 weeks or so. But
We got it.
she's with us still. Don't you all worry. Just stay, tuned in, stay focused. We got you. I promise you. She will be back. We got you.
All right. So thank y'all for joining us on another episode of the Daily Smoke. We really do appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all day to sit with us. Now go out there, get your Halloween candy on, get your Halloween parties on, do all of that stuff. Thank you. We love y'all. I'm your boy, Brother Jam.
I'm Brother Ron.
But the technical difficulty, Black Hand.
That's what he do.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
That's what he do. And we are the Daily Smoke. We are out.
Peace.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.